Greetings, hello, welcome on in, Unoptimized Fool from the closet. Glad you could be here. Let's talk World of Warcraft, okay? So, 11.1 is here, right? Now, as you've noticed, with 11.1, we're officially almost 2 days into it now. You've noticed something. The story of Undermine, which released on Tuesday, is time gated, meaning that we're not going to, obviously next week we'll have more of the story, right? Now, we've had time gated content since the dawn of time. We were bitching about it in BFA or bitching about it in War Within, right? We saw it with Siren Isle. Every week you would have this, content to do. Now, I will say time gated content has its benefits, right? You can't say time gated content is totally horrible for the game. It's good for the game, right? It paces everyone. Everyone's on the same exact level of content. The no lifer will finish the content within a day easily, and then you'll have the casual maybe complete it by the next Tuesday, by the next reset, right? And it gets everyone, enough time to play it. Remember, some people don't play more than an hour a day, right? Those casuals only play maybe like 30 to an hour, right? Again, whatever they want to do. Again, it's their time. They can do whatever they want. But I think one of the biggest negatives of time gating is how much content they do release, because you can make a little content last a long time with time gating, right? So less development time for 6 weeks of content. Look at Siren Isle, for example. Every time that I would play Siren Isle, I would complete the quest and have it done. If I just did the main quest every week for the 6 weeks I needed to unlock flying and the whole story, I probably would have spent only about 10 to 15 minutes in Siren Isle per week. Now, take that, say for example, basically they gave us an hour of content for a sub patch, which is not a lot, right? But obviously, if it's spread apart, they gave us 6 weeks of content. Now, obviously, there's other things to do, right? So maybe tack on 2 to 3 hours onto that total, and there we go. Obviously, with I'm talking about the main quests involved. Now, 11.1. Obviously this is being recorded in the future before the release 11.1, and someone who hasn't played the PTR, I don't know the length of it, right? But obviously it's time gated, so obviously it's going to last at least 2 weeks, meaning that you can complete the main story in probably 2 to 3 hours. I'm hoping for. I mean, it's a point 0.1 patch. It's a big patch. It's a big boy, right? So I'm expecting at least 5 hours of content. But when you spread it across all of this time, it seems like a lot more content. So the developers, what they're doing is they're taking a small amount of content and stretching it over time to make it seem longer, right? The story is kind of overlapping over time. Now, again, there's good things with time gating. The story kind of progresses at a not fast pace, but a normal pace. But in the downside of it, I think that less content is being made. You can make, again, Siren Isle, about 10 minutes on each quest every week, an hour-long content, but it lasted 6 weeks. They made an hour of content last 6 weeks. Now, again, this is minus all the dailies and storms and stuff like that. Again, I'm just looking at the main quest line, right? An hour of content over 6 weeks. Now, I'm not saying the Blizzard developers are lazy. I'm just saying with time gating, they can kind of get away with it and kind of hide it too, right? So with 11.1, we need to really analyze how much content per week is there, and then how long are they going to stretch that out for? Again, this is a major patch, right? Compare the beginning of War Within with the main quests, with the side quests. Let's just look at the main quests, actually. And then look at a 0.1 patch. Now, obviously, it's not going to be as big as the opening of an expansion, but it has to be pretty big. It's a pretty big expansion. It's a new raid tier, right? It's another addition to World of Warcraft. It's a sub patch. It's a sub expansion, if you ask me. New zone, new everything. I mean, Siren Isle came out. That was a good one. Again, though, we have to weigh the benefits and the negatives of this system, and I honestly think it's hurting us more content-wise. But gameplay-wise, it's letting us at least indulge in it. We didn't even know it was only an hour over 6 weeks. It felt like more, right? It helps us get through the content, but in reality, they're kind of short selling us, right? They're selling us short with content. So let's keep an eye on it, guys, okay? I want your eyes peeled. And honestly, I want everyone held accountable for how much content we get, because we pay $15 a month for this content. And they also nickel and dime us on the shop too, right? Traders Tenders, right? They have the new mount store, right? The mounts on the store that, obviously the Brontosaurus mounts aren't on anymore, but they still sold that to us. They have a lot of money. But where's the content? Is time gating actually helping or hurting us? Just think about it. I'll see you guys later. Unoptimized Fool from the closet. Glad you could be here.